Beccascraftsuk and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I harvest beads, gems, rhinestones, chain and jewellery fixings from a bag of jewellery similar to this one. Not this one, because this is another one that I've got to go through, but it's very similar to one that I've got from a charity shop, and this here is just what I've got from probably a third of the bag. I've still got to go through it all. I've got lots of chain, I've got rhinestones, I've got focal pieces that I could take the rhinestones out of if I wanted to. I've got some focal beads that I don't need to do anything to, I could just add them to something else. I've got individual beads that I've been separating off, as you can see here. That one's just a bit time consuming, so I've just took a few off so I can show you in the video, and then I've got a nice plate of jump rings and things that I'm getting all the way through, and then I've got the odd fancy bead here. These are plastic beads, not glass ones, so these will probably be more for a bookmark or something. And then I've got these shapes off of one necklace because I didn't like it as a piece on its own, so I took the chain off. This little butterfly is off another necklace that I've not finished working with yet. I've got it all here in front of me, it's all knotted up, but I'm going to use these separately in other pieces of jewellery. So let's get on with the video and I'll show you how I do it. Right, so I'm going to go through this bag with you and just show you how I harvest some beads and the chain and stuff that's from this bag that I've just got from a charity shop. It was £4 and it could either be broken jewellery or it could just be jewellery that they've not wanted to sort out, and they just shove it in a bag and then just put a price on it. So I'm going to tip this out onto the table. As you can see, there's lots of different elements in here that you could use for other projects. Apologies for the sound in the background, it's the fan, it's really hot again, so I'm having to find a way of doing it, so I hope it's not too disruptive of the video. So as you can see, there's different pieces. This is a really chunky chain. I wouldn't wear anything that chunky, but I would use that part. So that's one thing that I'd take away. Oop, the bead's just run off the table. And this is just a pendant that's come off of something or other. And this piece has just got loads and loads and loads of chain. Now again, it's not my taste, but the chain is valuable to any beader or jewellery maker. So this, with the amount of chain that's on it, there's so many projects that I could actually do. So I'll put that one to one side. And that's another thing, when you get these bags, they'll probably all be knotted up and in a mess like these are. So it does take a bit of time to go through it and, you know, detangle everything. But like I say, it's worth it for the price that you're paying and the amount of beads and, sorry, I'm just shaking the camera, the amount of beads and chain that you'll get out of one of these bags. It's worth your while. And sort of like on this piece, there's some beads and chain. See, I might take that off and put that onto a different project. It's a wire base, so it's got moved a little bit, but you can take them off. Or even if you didn't want to use the piece, you could take the rhinestones out. So let's start with something. Oh, that's another pendant that we've got in it, so that one's already sorted for me. There's quite a few of these actually. That's beautiful. Gives me an idea for making other pendants out of polymer clay. So right, let's just pick one. So much goodies, I can't decide which one to get. I'm trying to find something that's got beads and things in it as well. See, this is some pearls. Now that you could actually just add to it as it is. So that is something that you'd have to consider, whether if you use it as that or whether if it's more valuable for the beads that's on it. So I'll have to think about that one. What else we got? Alright, there's some rhinestones on here. Right, let's go with this one, see if we can do some good with these. Right, put these over here out of the way. See, now you might get the odd piece of plastic jewellery like that. I'll never use that, but I might make a mould out of it, so I've got little fish to put on something. So I can always find something to do with whatever's in these bags. Clear the way, I don't want camera focusing on the wrong stuff. So as you can see, this piece, oh, that's got an earring caught in it, that's got a rhinestone missing, so you wouldn't be able to wear this piece as it is. So the main things that you're going to need is some sharp scissors, some wire cutters and some pliers, different sizes, because obviously pieces are different sizes, so if you've got something that's really intricate you need some, you know, little wire cutters that are a bit smaller. So what I'm going to try and do first is see if I can detach these in some way. Stronger ones. So I need to try and get in between these two pieces. So you want to be careful that you don't break any of the pieces you're trying to save. See? And then you've just got it there. Now that one might be easier to get off now that it's separated from the other ones. This is something to do if you want to just sit in front of the telly and do something. See, now that one, it's pushed the rhinestone out. So that's another option. What you could do is, rather than using it mounted, got tiny, tiny little rhinestones in the hair floating around. So, and then what I do is I take these little bead trays, or you could use the little bead dishes. I've made a video of, I'll put a link below. I've not got one to the side of me at the moment, but I've got these, and then I just put them into these little trays as I take them off. You can also use those little trays that you get from you know, the diamond art things that are all the rage at the minute. You can use those, just pop them in. So because that one's come out, I want to try and get some other ones of that colour that's just the rhinestones are not mounted. Then let's see, that bit's no use to me now, so that one can go in the bin. But the other one going on here, I'm not going to show you me doing all of it because that would just be incredibly boring. I'm just showing you how I start the process, and then I'm going to show you what I get out of it. So I've got another rhinestone there. See, it's not my taste in jewellery this, but I like it for the rhinestones. That one doesn't seem to want to cut. I'll have a go at that one on another time. But then on these little strands here, those should be able to come. Oh! He went flying. Try not to do that. I was to go on the hunt for the rhinestone now when I'm off camera. So if you can manage to hold them, like I should have done then, if you have it in your hand, just don't cut yourself. There you go, you've got another one. Now if you want to take them out, these are very, very small set rhinestones. See, there's the little hole there that you can thread through, or you can take them out of the casing. To take them out of the casing, all you need to do is take your little pliers and just pull these little pieces that here backwards, and then the rhinestone will come out. So I'm going to take the rest of these off, and I'll come back and show you how many I've got. Another great tool to use when you're doing this is your pokey tool, because some of these little rhinestones that tiny, and I can't get hold of the, you know, the little pieces that hold them in here. So what I'm doing is I'm just using my, oh, I'm stabbing myself. Careful you don't hurt yourself with your tools. And then I'm just trying to push underneath it. And once you've got one loose, it makes it pretty easy just to pop the other ones out, and then you put it out. It's a really, really tiny one. But I just wanted to show you that you can use this as well as a tool, because some of them just really didn't want to come out with their settings. So I'll carry on and I'll be back. Right, these three necklaces out of that bag of jewellery, they've got a few things in common. One, they're too short for me around my neck, I don't like anything too close up. And two, they've got some lovely focal pieces that we can use for something else. Thirdly, we can use the chain for something else. And fourth, there's some jewellery findings that we can take off the pieces, like these claw hooks here. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do one of them for now to start with. The other one with this one is, this chain is way too chunky for what I like. To me, it doesn't go well with the piece that's actually in the centre. I love this piece, just not the chain. So we'll go with this one, and then I can show you. So as you can see, this has got a nice solid piece that's all set together. Now you could take out the rhinestones like we've done on the other necklace. That's up to you. I might decide to do that eventually, but at the moment I'm going to keep it as it is. The attachment on this one is a jump ring. If you can just about see there, there's a little join. So all you need for that one is some pliers, and then all you're needing to do is just open up the jump ring. Zoom a little bit. So, and then I'm just going to grab hold of it at either side of where the opening is. It's a little bit difficult because this is quite a heavy piece, so I'm trying to get it gripped up in the air. I'm used to doing it down on the table, so it's got some support. Oh, see. Right. Try and hold it a bit firmer, and then I'm just going to get my other pliers and just twist it open and just pull either end either way. These are very, very strong jump rings, but they have to be for the weight of this chain. It's the chain more than anything that is the weight of it. Now, it's not playing ball this, but it will not win. You can use the jump rings for something else as well. So whenever you get a bag of jewellery like this, or just an old piece, or something that you like part of a necklace, when you're out shopping, or what somebody gives you, you can always break it down into smaller pieces. Now, right, one of the rhinestones has come out. Where's that one come from? Ah, this flower here. So now that's done that on its own, I know that these rhinestones aren't fastened in very well at all, so I will be taking those out now, because I can't imagine that I'm going to be able to get it back in, because there's not much of a grip around each of the rhinestones. So let's check my pen. I might be able to grab hold on with these a little bit better. If it won't do it that way, we'll pull. Ah, that's worked a bit better. So I've just pulled them away from each other rather than twisting it. You can still reuse this jump ring. You can get it off. You just have to twist it back into position when you're needing it. So you would just push like that. That one is a very, very strong jump ring. But again, you've got that for something else. Now, there's this little bit of chain here on the other side. This were for if you wanted to have the necklace any looser. Again, you can save this for something else. So all I'll need to do is just twist that jump ring back off like I've just done on the other one. So see how much we can get out of this one piece of jewellery. Can get it. There we go. So let's take that off. To see how the rhinestones are not fastened in very well, it has got very, very strong jump rings. I don't think I've actually ever had any that are this strong. Oh, there we go, it's come off. So I've got that nice little piece of chain. Could probably make a bookmark out of that, or a small pair of earrings, and cut it in half. So we've got that nice little bit. Then we've got the rhinestone, and then we've got this big piece of chain which you can use for something else, and we've got the other jump ring which is on the end, which I'll just take it off, and then I'll do the same on the other side of this one, and then on this we've got the lobster claw fastening. So again, that's the same as with the jump ring. You would just open up the jump ring and take it off. So I'm going to do all this off camera because you don't want to see me doing it all because it's going to get very boring. But I'll come back once I've got them done and then you can see how much I've got just out of this one necklace. Right, so I've got this one all separated, and so as you can see I've got these two long pieces of chunky chain, and then I've got the smaller piece. I've got 4 jump rings, a lobster claw and the main focal piece. I am going to try and glue this back in with some E6000 or something before I try getting any of the rhinestones out, because I do quite like it as a piece on its own. So I'll just try that with some E6000 you know, when I'm going to come to use it. But it is a really nice piece. Now if you didn't want to keep it as a piece, then you'd just pop out the rhinestones like you would out of the necklace like I've shown you on the other one. And another necklace that is in there is this one. This one's not as a solid a piece for the focal. This one I'll be able to separate here, here and here, and then I will get the same chain and lobster claw and jump rings that I have on the other one. So if these decide to play ball and stay together when I take them out, I'll use them individually. I have thought of using these pieces as earrings, and then I thought I might use this piece with this one in a necklace. So that's another one that I'm going to take apart. So I'll just get this clear and I'll come back to the next one. So I've got this one in front of me now, and as you can see it's got lots of chain. It's too busy for my life, there's just too many chains on it, but I can use all this chain on smaller pieces and in different things altogether. It has been knotted up because it's been in the bag that I got it from, but there's different thicknesses and types. I believe it is all silver plated, but my eye's not a professional one, so don't hold me to that. So I've just unfastened it, so I've got one either end. Now I quite like this piece here. I could use that on another piece of jewellery. So these little jump rings that are here, you could part them. See if we can manage to do it. They're very, very small, these ones. So an idea they might snap if I put too much pressure on them. So all I'm doing is what I did before. Oh, there we go, got one out. So that frees up the first one. I'll do that with the rest of them. I mean, if you do like jewellery with lots of chains on like this, then you could just add your own beads to it and put anything you like on it, really. It's just me, I don't like having too much around my neck. So that one's come off. Surprised me, those jump rings. I thought that they looked very, very thin. I thought they might have snapped with pulling them, but it's a nice surprise. So I've got some really, really tiny ones now that I can use on something else. So I've got that off. Right, so to detach it from all the other pieces, oh, that one's just come out. So I'm going to save that as a separate piece. I can put that underneath a pendant and have some fringe coming off it. So I'll do the same with the other side. Now this one's got a chunkier piece here. Again, you could use that for something else. It's just a case of breaking it all down into separate strands. Now it will be easier once you've got them off the big piece, if you've got anything like this, to separate them. Because they're all tied together here, you know that they're alright coming down this way. But it's whether if they've got that tangled up in the bag when whoever's packed the bag up at the charity shop, whether if they've just pushed it in quick, or whether if they've had some sort of thought that they don't want it to be in a big knot. But as you can see, you can sort of just unravel it and eventually you'll get to it. Now you don't need to see me doing all of that, because that again would be very boring. I'm just showing you how I pull pieces apart that I get. So as you can see, I've got quite a big knot here. It's not too tight of a knot, thankfully, but it is coming apart. It's easier now you've got at least one end free, because once they're when they're both tangled up, well, not tangled up, fastened at either end on one of these pieces, it's trying to twist them round to make find out which way that they actually went through when they got knotted in the first place. So I think that might be nearly it. Yeah, I think we've got that big clump gone. Yeah, there we go. Well, we've already got some that's come off. It's got a really nice long piece of chain there. And I think that's the same as that one, but... So I'll go and do the same thing that I've done with the other one to all these pieces. So I'll have some really nice long pieces of chain, and then I can cut them up for other projects and use them in multiple things. So I'll go do that, and then I'll come back and show you how many I've got all together. Right, I've separated that necklace all together now. So I've got the two fancy pieces at the end. I've got some jump rings off for it. I've got this little piece of short chain with a nice silver bead, I'd say, at the end. It's a hollow bead, but that'd be nice for on the back of a necklace for a fastening. And then I've got all this chain that I can use on lots of different pieces. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 long pieces of chain. They're at least 18 inches long, these pieces of chain. So I've got loads that I can be going on with. So even just for that, for what I paid for the bag, I've already got my money's worth out of it. I'm just going to show you another thing that I'm wanting to show you, because the majority of the bag is very similar to that, so I don't need to keep talking you through every piece that's in there. I just wanted to show you, so there's this piece here. Now this one's been threaded, so you could always just snip these off with a pair of scissors, and you've got your piece of chain there as well. So where's my scissors? To separate all these off, all you'd have to do is just snip in between all of these, and they come off that easy. And as you can see, there's loads of them on this piece, so I don't need to show you how to do all of that. I've already shown you how to disconnect pieces of chain. It's just the same process and the same, just continue snipping away at this one for any necklace or bracelet that's just got a thread running through it. So put that to the side. Now the other one that I'm going to be taking beads from is this one, and it's got some lovely little pearls in it. Now these ones are all connected with eye pins, head pins, I can't remember the proper name for them, and all I'll have to do is just separate these off like we've done on the jump rings. I'm trying to get it so it's not too blurred, but I don't know whether you can see it very well. But there, anyway, yeah, all I'd have to do is just take my little pliers, which these are very, very small head pins, or eye pin. I think it's eye pins actually, and then just twist them, and then it'll come off that way. So again, it's just repeating what I've already shown you on the other pieces. So I'm going to get some of the other pieces of jewellery separated, and I'll get it laid out so you can see what I've done. I'm not going to do the entire bag because it'd be an extremely long video if I did all of it. I just wanted to show you these quick ways of how you can harvest beads, fixings and gems and other things from a random bag of jewellery that you can get. So I'll go off and do these and I'll be back. Right, so I've got all together everything that I've got so far, and I'm probably only a third of the way through the bag of jewellery that I got, and I thought this is too much of a big thing to do all in one video altogether, because there's other things like this that's basically just snipping all the beads out of all the wire work, if that's what you want to do, and then like there's ribbon and things that you can take out of them. So I just wanted to do a quick video. It's turned into a bit of a longer one than I thought, just to show you how to break these pieces down. As you can see, I've got a massive pile of chain here, all different thicknesses and different metal types. I've got different pendants. That one I've got a video in mind for doing this, to make that out of polymer clay, and I've got all these different focal pieces that I can use that I've just basically took off the chain or the string, whatever they're on. And then this is the tray of beads from the first necklace. So there's lots of tiny beads. There is a few more that I need to get off, but as you can see, there's absolutely loads in there. So I've got more than my money's worth at least 3 times over already, and I haven't even finished the bag. And then I've just got my plate with just jump rings and clasps and these pieces that I'm going to put some fringe on another necklace. I've got this necklace to finish separating. So as you can see, I've got some really tiny beads. They're a bit like the faux pearl beads that I've got a video on. I'll link that in the description. So it's just a case of looking at a piece of jewellery and thinking, what can I turn this into other than that's an ugly piece of jewellery, I'd never wear it. Just take a look at the things that you've got. Don't toss anything straight away that you think that you can actually use for something else. You can always break necklaces or bracelets, ankle bracelets, rings and things like that. You can break them down into smaller pieces and use them in other pieces of jewellery. So I hope this has been helpful and inspire you to go through your own jewellery if you've already got some, or if you managed to find some at a charity shop somewhere. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below for me. I'll be happy to answer them. Now if you've enjoyed it, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be appreciated. And if you've really enjoyed it, if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that would be appreciated too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.